So I realized when I did that video on flaws that I didn't really elaborate on how they could potentially be positive, which is kind of missing the main point of what I was trying to say. Anyway, so I'm going to elaborate a little bit on that while you watch me battle insomnia at 3 a.m. in the morning. So the first one that I spoke about in detail was probably impatience. Being impatient is usually seen as a negative trait. It can lead to frustration, rushing through things, or jumping into decisions quickly. But for me, impatience also means I'm driven. It's what pushes me to make things happen, which is why embracing it as something that can be channeled positively is kind of what I was trying to get at. When I lean into my impatience in a more positive way, it becomes a force of action. It's kind of what motivates me to start new projects and try new things, and it brings me momentum. So yeah, without that urge, that impatient urge I have, I wouldn't have the momentum. Oh look, here's me doing something remotely interesting. I got this piece of fabric from Vinnie's for $1. It's super beautiful, like silk designer fabric. It was just like an offcut. Anyway, and I framed it. Cool. Okay. So being patient is important, obviously. And there's also value in embracing the part of me that is impatient. Because that's the part of me that takes risks and moves quickly on certain things, I suppose, is what I was trying to say. All right, so that's impatience. Anyway, I'm being boring. You're looking at me do boring things. This is a bit more interesting. I'm unboxing. Very, very YouTube. So we talked about impatience. Okay, now I'm going to speak really quickly on rashness. I mean, a lot of my flaws, now that I've sort of spoken about them, I realise are very similar. So yeah, being rash is a trait that gets a bad reputation, you know. But like, I am someone who makes some crazy decisions, and I wouldn't even go that far to call them decisions, because decisions require some element of pre-planning or pre-thought, and sometimes I just do shit, and I don't think about the consequences. You know, it's definitely impulsive, but it's also courageous. And because I'm not a real YouTuber, we're going to just watch that again so I can keep talking. So rashness. I realise now that it's pretty much the same thing as recklessness, so I'm just going to kind of put them all together. So when I embrace my recklessness with awareness, it becomes a strength. It means I'm willing to take risks that others may shy away from. And probably with good reason too. I'm open to possibilities. I'm not afraid of a lot, and I like to jump into new experiences. So in that way, it can be a positive. But like I said, I do try to balance this with mindfulness. Would I trade this boldness in me for being more cautious and well-reasoned, more thought out, a more thought out approach to life? Probably not. And I mean, has it got me into some tricky situations? Yeah. But I don't know, it's led me to some very exciting places. Sometimes it's led me to dark places, but they've always been transformative experiences in my life. So I hope that you can also love your flaws.